Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV with the media workout here for BUATSI-AZEEZ, the big domestic showdown, Saturday Night Live on Sky Sports. I'm here with Dan Savage. Dan, call him what you want.
Yeah, just call me Dan. The whole Savage thing's annoying me now, man. I can't get away from it.
Can you not get away from that meme that keeps going on with you and some of your friends from a few years ago, back in the day? That goes, I see that once a week.
It's good advice. If someone comes and offers you 10 million for that, honestly, just take the money. Yeah, drop the pride, take the money.
He's still repping that clip now. Who you got? BUATSI-AZEEZ.
It's a tough one. I like them both, I know them both. I'm not sure how the bookies have got it. I'd imagine probably edging it to JB, but momentum's a big thing. The momentum's with Dan. If I absolutely had to, I don't have to, but I'm going to do it because it's you. If I absolutely had to, I would probably sway slightly towards JB, just based on the type of fight I'm expecting. I think stylistically, it might work out a little bit easier for JB than it will for Dan. I just think JB's a harder Rubik's Cube to deal with.
Do you know what? Someone pointed out to me the other day about this fight. It is very intriguing, but should it got to a point where it was intriguing? When you look at kind of Buatsi when he turned professional, and he probably has been less active than he would have hoped for. Dan Azeez has come on the scene quite late in his age. So is it a case of, because of Buatsi's slight inactivity, not to say complete, he has been fighting, but I'm saying that he probably would have wanted to have kind of progressed further in terms of probably challenging for world titles now. But has that situation allowed Dan Azeez to almost catch up with where Buatsi is now?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Josh hasn't been as active as he would have liked. Do you know what? He has had fights, but I think maybe people were expecting him to step up sooner and kick on sooner. It's kind of part of what comes of it when you're an Olympian and everyone knows just how good you are. You're expected to kind of move a little bit quicker than everyone else in your weight division. Dan's done it he's the tortoise in this. He's done it that way. And he's had a hard slog. He would have been on a lot of the undercards. I remember covering loads of fights, and Dan would have been fighting at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. But we're here. I don't think they would have assumed their paths would collide, especially Josh. But we're here now, and that's just how it is. He's had a proper sick 18 months, Dan. And because of it, we now have as close to a 50-50 fight as you can probably get. I don't think a lot of people are saying Dan. A lot of people are saying Dan, and you wouldn't have had that 2 years ago.
So I like in this as well. I see an interview that Dan and Joshua did on TalkSport with Spencer, and Buatsi was saying to him, "Yeah, you're the favourite in this." Like a little bit of psychological, and Dan was saying, "Come on, you know the way this is built, and kind of within the boxing thing, I couldn't be favourite. You're the like." It was a bit of a good little play from Buatsi there, whether he thinks it or not. But yeah, it's more even now. I mean, you wouldn't have suggested this fight maybe 2 years ago. You wouldn't have done 18 months ago.
Nah, not even you wouldn't have suggested it. It just wouldn't have even come to your mind. Dan Azeez versus Joshua Buatsi. At that time, Buatsi's looking up. Not behind him. At what potentially is catching up with him. He's looking up, trying to look at titles and world titles, etc., etc. So yeah, look, it's just one of those sports. You go stagnant, and you plateau for even 12 months, and the guy who you never expected is right here. He's on you, and that's what's happened. It's a fight no one expected, but I think we'll be glad come Saturday night that we got it, because it's gonna stylistically, it is gonna go off in there, and they know enough about each other. They've done a lot of rounds. I can't see it taking too long to gel.
I absolutely love this fight. There is a show clash this Saturday. We kind of spoke off camera a little bit about it, but it's frustrating because people at home want to watch probably the DAZN card with kind of Ben, and then they also want to watch this. It's not an ideal situation for all parties, is it?
Nah, I mean, I don't know the logistics of why it's a show clash, because it's not even in England. Yeah, I can't really work out who this benefits. It doesn't do anything good for Sky. Can't imagine it does anything good for Matchroom and for Eddie, or for Conor, or for Joshua Buatsi, or for Dan Azeez. I just don't think it does any good for anyone. When you're in the UK and you have shows on the same date, cool, you understand that you might be able to shave off 30 minutes here or there, but ultimately you're gonna interrupt each other's fight night. This one didn't seem like it had to be that, but it is that. We'll have to see how it works out. I know what fight I would watch, put it that way. Not even on because I like Conor, but I just know what fight I would.
You work for Sky, so you're going to say that?
No, but even if I didn't, I've been in this one before. I was working with Sky and working for Sky, and I'm saying I know what I would pick.
Don't become like him over there, his name.
No, but I'm just...
Company Man Nelson, Company Man Savage.
That's not me. I don't have that in my locker. I'm like the opposite of a company man. But I just know what I know. If I have to pick one, hopefully it's a clash that isn't that clashy, because it's hopefully there's 30 minutes between the main cards or whatever it is. Who knows? But I'm saying if both fights had the opening bells at the same time, I just know what I'd be watching. So do you.
Don't get me involved in this politics. We stay out of the politics at IFL. Looking forward to Fury Usyk?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good fight. I always thought Fury would beat him quite easily. In terms of, I just felt like Usyk does so much good, but Fury does a lot of that stuff good as well. He's not just big. He's also fast. He's also clever. All of the stuff that Usyk is, Tyson Fury also is. But I'm having my head turned a little bit here, and I do think it's closer than what I first thought. I was expecting something wide, 120, 108 in a bit of a boring fight, because they're so technically good. I think we'll get something a bit different now.
Did you see John Fury's comments yesterday on Carl Froch's comments?
Tell me, what were they?
Oh, you ain't seen it? No, I'm not going to start doing this, because before, when people hadn't heard of something, I'd go, oh, right, let me get it up. But if you haven't seen it, then...
I'm going to go watch it.
Basically, John Fury got a shout at the channel who did it. Our Boxing Social was kind of having a pop at Carl Froch, because Carl Froch was having a pop at Fury's resume. So it was a talking point yesterday, but if you haven't seen it, then...
What was he saying about the resume? That out of nowhere, his resume doesn't look as good as it once did, right? But that's just, it is. When you look at...
Oh, I'll tell you what, hold the mic, just keep them entertained for like 20 seconds, yeah?
What do you want me to do? Just sing, just rap. I like Little Baby. It's playing now, can I hear it? Probably get it struck off.
Keep talking, otherwise it's going to...
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, look, here's a reason to watch Sky Sports on Saturday night. You have Joshua Buatsi against Dan Azeez. Friends become foes. This is for who gains the capital. Who wins the London battle?
That's quite good. Right, Boxing Social. John Fury and Carl Froch's criticism of Tyson Fury's resume. He's a first-class shithouse, wants to kick up the arse, and he'll get it off me if he ever comes around me. They're jealous because people are only interested in current champions. No one wants to know about has-beens. That's why when you see the Furies out of boxing, you'll never see us again. We don't hang around these has-beens. You're a bum, Carl Froch. Keep my son's mouth out of your name. Keep your son's name out of my mouth. Like Will Smith, that, isn't it? Keep
my son's mouth.
Yeah.
No. My son's name out of your mouth.
Correct. Because you ain't good enough to kiss his effing arse.
Yeah, strong words from a strong man. Look, I don't ever really want to get into a John Fury. I do hear both sides. That's his son. He's just going to... And we know what John's like. He's just going to be like, that's it, let's have it. But Carl Froch is saying things that I think a lot of people are echoing online. It doesn't take long in boxing, as you know, for people's tunes to change. 1 minute you are unbeaten and unbeatable, and the next minute it's just like, actually, let's have a look here, and maybe all of those wins weren't as good as we once thought. And that's just what it is right now. Obviously, Joseph Parker beating Wilder.
You know what? This is bullshit. I'll tell you why it's bullshit, yeah? is because just because, yeah, see Wilder, yeah, everyone's like, oh, is Wilder good as what everyone thought he was and all that, yeah. But you can't say that now. You can say it now, right? He lost to Parker the other day, and he obviously had them 3 fights with Tyson Fury. But beforehand, Wilder's like #1 killer. And Wilder would beat this person, that person, that person. Because Fury beat him twice out of 3 fights, then should we discredit Fury's wins because...
No. And I don't think we should. I don't like that because that's what we do. We do it a lot. We've done it with AJ. He was the most feared and he's like, no one feared him. In fact, that's the most winnable fight in the heavyweight division for a certain amount of time. That's how people talk. So I don't like it. It is very like short-sighted. But with Wilder, I think everyone could see the technical flaws. He's Darwin Núñez. Like, he's...
Like Darwin Núñez is on fire this season.
I know, and that's what he was for years, just knocking everyone out. But we know deep down, he might not be that good, but it's effective. And if he lands it, if he does hit the ball clean...
And you're one of them, aren't you? He weren't no good anyway.
You know that makes sense. It makes sense. Like, can he beat you? Yes. Will he beat you? Most probably. But is he good? It's hard. It's like... You see what I'm saying? He is Darwin Núñez, the Darwin Núñez of boxing.
No, I don't agree with the Darwin Núñez comparison.
So you don't rate Darwin Núñez?
I do rate him, but what I'm saying is, like, you can't really, especially this season, Núñez is having his strongest season ever. For Liverpool over the last couple of years.
You're going to miss a couple of absolute sitters and look terrible at times in every game. You know what I'm saying? Wilder looks terrible quite a lot, and then, boom, you wake up in the corner. That's the thing. So, like, it's just, he just didn't land a big right hand against Parker. And now everyone who's been saying he's shit now gets to be like, that's why he's shit. You know what I'm saying? So, bottom line, all of them are going to stop me inside 12 rounds. So I haven't got that much smoke. But if I have a full camp.
Yeah, I'm going to do you a favour right now and cut this right here. Savage Dan Savage, just Dan. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll catch up with you at some point this week.
Love, bro.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.